Knew the journey from the day we were born, if we knew every step to take, how boring would that be? If you knew the outcome of every game, how boring would that be? Would you tune in?
People can tune in with foresight, hindsight.
This is self-mastery, baby.
I think in hindsight,
They give you an hour. That's actually an honor.
My God, in hindsight,
I said, well, you know, me, I have to listen to the rest of my program.
and when I think about that in hindsight, that did calm me down.
That's exactly what I needed. So I'm going through this transformation in my life right now where I feel like I'm closing one chapter and opening another. And I'll often say to people, I am retiring from videography, right? And, you know, that means I used to do a lot of like commercials for people and, you know, music videos, branding, it could be weddings, whatever it may be, a lot of videography, a lot of shooting, a lot of editing, and it took a lot of time. And I was mentioning to somebody the other day, somebody very important to me, I am retiring from videography. And she said, you're not retiring, you understand? Retirement doesn't mean you're done with something. Retirement just means you have options. You have options to choose now. You have options to do other things, whatever it may be. You can put your creative efforts in areas you truly want. And I realized, oh yeah, that is what retirement means, you understand? And some of us wish we had options. Doesn't mean it's gonna be like that forever. It doesn't mean that there's no options in life, that there's no opportunities in life. It just means that that's the state, that's the layer you are in. And while you are in that space, it's time to dominate that space. It's time to honor that space, you understand? I look at my journey as a videographer and I went through so many different stages that gave me the ability to do what I do now. And if I didn't honor each one of those stages, I wouldn't be able to fully express myself where I am right now. And I love that I have options, and I want all of us to appreciate the options we have in life. But I know sometimes we'd be very discouraged, feel stagnant in our job. We feel stagnant because there's no opportunities or we don't see the opportunities. But the opportunity is where you are. You know what I mean? You may work at McDonald's thinking, what am I doing with my life? Not realizing right now, you're supposed to learn how to talk to 200 different people every day. You may be working on the phone lines and you're like, what the hell am I doing? But that customer service you are learning may be the exact customer service you need later in life as an entrepreneur when you handle your job, because you truly know the frustration of your clients and know how to talk to them and bring them back to a space and give value to them. When I think about my journey, I think about every space that I went to and I'm like, man, every space held a key and you had to dig for that key. And then you find that key and then you go to the next stage and then you unlock the next chest. And then it repeats as a cycle. And we can get lost in the state that we're in, not realizing, and I say it all the time, our presence has purpose. Where you are has purpose. There's a key wherever you are. That key will take some time to find. But if we can be excited about finding that key, and then even more excited when we unlock that chest, then it's like we move on to the next stage. But at least we can honor each stage, because there's no stage 2 without stage 1. There's no stage 9 without stage 8, 7, 6, 5. You understand? But we're going to have to go through the stages. And if you skip a stage or force yourself through a stage, you may be missing out on a valuable lesson, a valuable blessing. You know, the very first creative thing I ever got into was producing music, was sound. And I did that for 4 years. And I remember at the end of the 4 years, I just wasn't able to really produce anymore, or it just wasn't flowing through me. And I didn't see how I was gonna grow in that. And I switched to video. And I remember at the time, I felt like, man, I wasted years doing something and now I gotta start over in something else, but whatever. Come later in my journey, man, those 4 or 5 years of sound, yeah, it wasn't supposed to be, I wasn't gonna be some music producer doing rap music, whatever I thought at the time, but those sound capabilities have come into my life now so I can produce my own podcast, so I can produce my own videos, so I can curate and cultivate my own vibes. Nothing you go through is truly wasted time. Every stage we go through is teaching you something. But often we panic, often we think nothing is happening. We think there's nothing golden in our life right now because it's not exciting. It's not illuminating. It's nothing we're proud of. And I get it, of course. But I always say this one thing, I'm a lifer. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to dreams, when it comes to building the life that I want, I'm a lifer. I never had something in my mind that said, hey, if this doesn't happen by this age, quit. It doesn't exist for me because I'm a lifer, you understand? By that, I mean, we go and get life. We live life to the fullest. And the thing is, it will evolve. What you think you may do at 20 years old for the rest of your life may change. By the time you're 25, it may change. By the time you're 30, it may change again. But each stage has something to offer, and you're bringing that with you to be pretty much create your masterpiece in life, create the life that is truly meant for you. So honoring the space that you're in, wherever you are, there is something there for you, something valuable that your future self is going to be so thankful for you for. You know, I had a real conversation with my younger self 3 days ago, I believe. And I was down by the river, one of my favorite places to be. It's beautiful. I live right by the mountains and there's this beautiful river, and it's just like one of my favorite places. I want to buy a kayak this year and kayak that river like every single day in the summer. But I was sitting there and I was having a conversation with my younger self. And I said, thank you. Thank you for that hard work you put in. Thank you for being a crazy person and believing in something you had no idea what it was going to be. Thank you. Now I have those skills that you put in. Thank you. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to be able to thank yourself for the stage that you are in right now. You're going to thank yourself for getting through that uncertainty. You're going to thank yourself for healing through that relationship. Because your future self is going to say, oh my God, you don't even realize what that was for. Let me tell you, on the other end, woo, we celebrating. It was for something. Trust me. And that's the beautiful thing about life. We may not understand what life is doing for us in the moment, but I believe life is truly always working for us. I believe that is the power of the Most High. The inner workings of the universe is all intertwined somehow. And yes, it can feel like we're in some type of matrix and we're in some type of maze and we don't know how to get out. But that's the beauty, you know what I'm saying? Think about a corn maze. Why do you go in a corn maze? Why does anybody go in a maze? To get lost. Why? Because it's fun. It's fun to try to find your way. What happens? You go into dead ends. Oh, can't go there. You go there to get lost. We come to life to be lost so we can find ourselves. If we knew the journey from the day we were born, if we knew every step to take, how boring would that be? If you knew the outcome of every game, how boring would that be? Would you tune in? If you knew the outcome to every movie, would you tune in? No, nobody likes a spoiler alert. And I personally don't want a spoiler alert on my own life either. I want the surprises. I want the journey. I want the uncertainty, you understand? All of us should want that. The uncertainty you face right now, hey, you're in your corn maze. You are lost. Beautiful. Beautiful. I always say it. You are never lost. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. The stage you are in right now, you may not have a lot of pride where you are. You may say, hey, I know this isn't my final form, but I'm here right now. There's a key to grab. Let's grab that key, unlock the chest, and get to the next stage. But honor that process. My friend, tell yourself you're a lifer. If you want love in your life, don't quit. You're gonna have to go through some failed relationships. It's very hard to find somebody to live the rest of your life with. Why? We are unique individuals. It shouldn't be that easy. Yes, it's easier for some. Some people meet the love of their life at 15 years old. What a beautiful story. Cool. It may not be like that for you. You may not figure out what you want to do with your life as a career till you're in your 30s, 40s. Who cares? What matters is that you are just enjoying this journey. And some days you will be sick of the journey. You know, some days I'm like, really, life? Like, I really got to get up today and do this again? Some days you'll be sick of it, right? Some days you'll be tired. And then you'll find ways to revive your spirit, push forward, and your future self is going to thank you for that. It's going to say, man, thank you for being resilient. You don't realize what that did for us 10 years later, now that we are in our marriage. We are able to be resilient and lift our whole family up. We are able to be resilient in our career. And you don't even realize what we are doing now. That's your future self talking to you, thanking you for the things you are doing now, thanking you for the struggles you are facing now, because it's happening for a reason, you understand? And I say honor yourself, honor where you are with a cup of tea, because you don't know in hindsight everything gonna be all right. And it's a vibe thing. Life is a vibe thing, you understand? The ups, the downs. But this stage that we're in, honor it. Thank your younger self, right? Thank your younger self for something it's gone through. Today, I want you to do that. Say thank you to your younger self a few years ago, whenever it may be, for something it went through and it made you stronger today. And know that your future self is having that same conversation with you right now, thanking you for where you are right now. So honor it. You are becoming your best version of yourself, my friend. I'm gonna see you again soon.